Dr. Adam Shokit. I am one of the creators building together the academic studies. I'm a medical doctor. I nowadays much more are part of the academic studies in King Charles College, and my background is a medical family doctor, together combined with what is now known as integrative medicine. So it's a new way of improving and treating chronic diseases. But my role here is more the academic side. So any questions regarding academia, teachings, and so forth, that's where I come in.
Thank you. We have some questions here. Maybe I'll read them out.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions.
So let's read them before, because we have about 20 minutes before we go into the next meeting. Someone else, how many years in the medical course? So the course is 5 or 10 months, and medical degree is 6 years. Is there guarantee admission after the 5-month foundation? Amit is asking.
Yeah, so there is no guarantee, unfortunately, but for the same reason that once you start a medical degree, the vice dean and the dean will not guarantee that you will become a doctor after 6 years of medical studies. You'll have to complete every single exam, and you have to study, and you have to graduate. So the foundation is the same. You have to graduate from the foundation, and then you have to pass the admission test for the medical degree, which will give you the place at the university. So just registering for the foundation does not guarantee anything. Like just registering for a medical degree will not guarantee that you will become a doctor.
But you need to know one thing. And this, I'm going to answer your second question with this answer, Amit. What is the acceptance rate? We, for almost 2 decades, year after year, managed to get 90% and over acceptance rate for students on their first try. So last year, even we got to
100%. Last term was 100%. Everyone
yes,
got accepted.
Between a 90 and 100%, exactly. So, but if for any reason you do not pass, you are liable to have another course for an absolutely no charge whatsoever. That's a huge guarantee to my mind. There are not a lot of options like this that you can get to be able to get in, and usually, I think, well, not usually, but second time round is 100% acceptance.
I'd just like to add one more thing with regard to promises. We can't promise anything, but and I know it's going to sound a little bit like a cliche, but anybody and everybody, if he does the work, sits down, does the hours, does the program, there's no reason why he can't get accepted to one of the universities that we represent. This is something we believe in. That's why we push the students. We give all the material they need. And if they do the hours, there is no reason why they won't successfully pass the exam. And by the way, that same nature that they've managed to acquire during this course, which I think is one of the good things that you have at pre-med, is when you start getting into some kind of a learning routine, and you learn how to push yourselves, and you learn that you have more than what you thought your limits are. Once you go into that kind of mindset, there's no reason why you also won't finish the 6 years, even without having some kind of a promise or from some kind of a dean or institute.
And is there any prerequisite to the foundation?
The prerequisite is only to have a complete secondary school, A-levels, high school, or the certificate from school that would allow you to go to a university level degree in your home country, meaning any degree like biology or history or anything. With that, you can apply for the university, and of course, you have to pass the admission test.
Is the foundation year course taught online?
It is both. It is physical, and first, number one is physical from Prague, and we encourage everyone to come to Prague, not only because it's so much better to be with people and with teachers live, but also because you don't get anything like that. You are if you have been to Prague, you know it's good to be there, and if you haven't, you have to know it. It's good to be there. So if you can't, then you can do it online.
We completely understand people that may have a little bit of ties they need to finish before they can come to Prague, but the optimal would be that you would be in an environment of studying with the friends that study with you, and so you're always constantly around that. Even when you go out and when you enjoy yourselves, cafeteria or restaurant, or just going out, you're always in that environment of studying. and it keeps you focused. That surrounding those new friends that you're making, it is important for the success, I believe. Again, obviously, sometimes it's not optimal to do, so we have that available, the online. But it would be best to be frontal. You're speaking with the teachers. The teachers also can see whether you're having difficulties and aid you much better at the certain types of subjects.
We'd love you to give us a little bit of an introduction. Tell us about the program, maybe about living in Prague expenses, because I never know if I'm accurate or not.
Mm-hmm. So, welcome everybody. I am sure my distinguished colleague already gave you a quite good overview about the course and everything there is to it. So I'll just introduce myself very quickly. My name is Yotam Ophir, and I recently graduated from the first faculty of medicine in Charles University. So I'm really fresh out of uni, and I will be starting my pediatric residency in here in Prague. So I wasn't born here and I studied in English Prague, but I chose to stay here for my specialty training afterwards. And I think it kind of speaks volumes in relation to how is it to live here. I don't know, you're from many places throughout the world, but I think Prague itself hosts a variety of things that just make it magical to be here. The atmosphere here is absolutely fantastic. It's very global. It's very, it feels international almost constantly. And the general vibe, if I may say such a word, is that the city is very calm. So if you've been to other like very large capital cities in Europe, like Rome or London or Berlin, they're all massive. And this, I don't know, for me, for example, this massiveness is like something I don't really enjoy. And there is some magic to the fact that Prague is indeed a capital city. So you enjoy all the benefits of living in a capital city in Central Europe. And at the same time, you are not forced to share that space with several million people in cases of, for example, metropolitan of Berlin and London. Faculty is really, really challenging. I guess you've already heard about that. First Faculty of Medicine, Charles University. It's a super challenging program. It's 6 years, which are very intense. The program itself, the English program, and the international one, has been running for several years now. I think like 30, 40 years that they're receiving international students. So they're very well accustomed to it. It's not a new program at all. It's very well taught, and it's like with quite a hefty amount of experience. And they really make you work. Like it is not easy, and the first 2 years are very, very hard. They're the main filtration process. Although with the years, to be honest, the entrance exam will also become quite more challenging than it used to be. So we need to prepare you as best as we can during the course. But the university will really demand from you to work very, very hard. And the reason I'm saying is just because in the recent days, I've been having a lot of conversation with people that got accepted, and they're wondering where to go, to which faculty, which city, and all of these debates are really reasonable between yourself and your friends. And I can only speak from my experience, of course. And I think that it was the best choice I made was to come here, especially even because I was accepted to a different university in a different country, but that city was not the capital city. And I think coming here and moving my life to Prague really,
Is it hard? Is it a hard program, Yotam?
So I think the foundation program kind of leans on two main things. We don't expect you to come with a lot of knowledge, and it's perfectly fine if you come with zero knowledge, but you have to be able to sit down and do the work. So even if we have 4 hours with you daily, and that's the general amount of what we do, for example, for the 5 months, it doesn't mean that you are okay in terms of the knowledge. You really need to go home and study all day, and this means that you need to expand your horizons, and we will supply you with as much as resources that we can. We have excellent presentations and excellent practice books, and we give you homework, and you will get everything like very neatly organized. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't, open YouTube, watch a video. Something clear is less clear, more clear. You need to be proactive when you're studying.
We're amazing. I'm sorry, we're just out of time. The next Professor Brisman, the Vice Dean, is waiting for you guys.